hey everyone, Rohan Dhawan here, founder of Ability, and today I have Anand with me, who's I would say that he's been with us since almost our beginning stages, like when we were trying to grow our community and everything. But Anand, the kind of results that you have achieved are phenomenal so far. And before I get into the results, Anand, if you can just talk a little bit about your background, who you are, what do you do, where you're from, basic things, that'll be very helpful.
Hi everyone. Now, I've been with Ability, as you said, for about 2 years now. I guess 1.5, 2 years almost. I know I've been talking to them earlier also, but I took a plunge on this, just understanding that how true they were on what they're really trying to achieve. And I don't remember the other person's name.
Pratham.
Okay. With him, that call was an amazing call. And that actually, not that, what he made me talk and the script he was running through that call, which I got to know that he was living that script. Actually, when I got to understand when I came into your course and understood there is a script which has to be followed, and he was absolutely bang on. And I laughed at it and said, wow, I was absolutely bang on what he was teaching also, right? But yeah, see, I've been a franchising consultant. Beginning to that, I was a telecom guy. I worked with telecom. I worked with Ericsson for about 18 years with them. And I've traveled the world with them. I've been to about 22 odd countries, give them 15 countries. Right. So I've done all those. I left them in 2013. I started a dairy farm. And I came back to Hubli in my hometown in Karnataka. Post that, in about 2017-18, I started looking into something. I started franchising my own business.
Right.
I started a milkshake brand and an ice cream brand called Cool Berries and Shake Republic. So I did that for about a good 3 years, 2018 and 19. It didn't go well. I franchised at least 22 of them, but I couldn't hold it onto it because I was something that I wanted to go real, because I was being into a digital world, not digital actually, from the telecom world. I want to go something onto online, and that was really kicking into me earlier. But I was doing everything offline, what I was trying to, not really knowing what exactly I was going through, but even life was taking me on to something. I was trying to achieve something into it. Then I found your ad, and I saw you want to really grow, because my business was going down that time. And I want to see if we can connect back somewhere, bringing that business online itself. But it didn't really work in that manner. But when I went to the call and when I joined your course, the first thing which I was missing for a good 7-8 years, I have been on to a person who could achieve goals. I've done all those things, but 7-8 years when I was in my own entrepreneurial journey, one thing which I was missing was finding your goal, finding your right niche, which was there. And that is Rohan. Your first or second lecture, I think, that time, I think the second module which was there, that actually opened my eyes. I said I was missing something. I knew I was missing something because I was not achieving the things which I was earlier. But I didn't really understand where, and that actually opened my eyes. I'm 48 years old, and when you told me that you were just 23, 24, at that time when you were there, I said I really don't mind learning from. I've been always a learner, so
right.
I never would be ashamed of learning from a person who's younger than me. I said, why not? Half the age of me, probably. Half the age of me. It doesn't mind because it's giving me a different perspective. And absolutely different perspective to look at the world which is there now, digital, which is changing.
Right.
And that changed my niche also. Then I said I was doing franchising, let me teach franchising. That moment of time, 2019, when I started doing that. And there was somewhere into the niche again, because God got refined. I started that. I did my, I built everything as you gave into the system itself. I built my first website also, as you told. Exactly. Very simple, what you have taken down. It's not very complicated. That time, there were a little bit of codes which were there. I think so you are making it more simpler now. We did that exactly the way you did it, step by step. You were guided the way to do it. I did that niche of franchising that time. Did that exactly. I started doing video sales letters also. I started consulting in that, but I really didn't get what I was really wanted to from that, right? From my
Right.
niche. Starting to understand what really was going in, I refined my niche. I went again through your course again. I started to scratch my own niche, right? And I think so. You have mentioned it somewhere that you have to scratch your own niche somewhere to understand your own niche,
Right.
right? Niche, as you know, whatever people will call this. Then I understood that I was helping a lot of people who were suffering from psoriasis, right? Because I was suffering from psoriasis. Psoriasis is a skin ailment,
Right.
and it's a very tough ailment to overcome. And people have, and it's very psychologically very affecting to people, right? Not about the skin condition it looks like, it appears on the skin, and the problem is the psychological effect which takes it. The big hit which people take onto the psychologically because of they cannot do small things as the normal person can do. They cannot wear a short in public. Now that was my desire in 2000 till 2016. I had overcome that
Right.
with some process, with medicine and a process which I also adapted to myself, detox program and all. So I had overcome that. I said, and I was helping people. People used to call me. I was on some of the Facebook groups also, telling people exactly what to do, what not to do. I said, why shouldn't I take this? Because this is what I had lived, and I had lived this for 25 years,
Right.
this psoriasis. And then I had overcome this. I said, if I have lived this and seen it and lived all along for 25 years, why can't I take this as my own niche itself and get people out of this condition? That became my mission, and that I derived that as a mission and started with that. So I changed it there, and I started consulting there. Consulting in the sense I started getting people onto my Facebook Live when I started doing it. I started doing content also, putting onto some YouTube also. But that also was getting refined. People were a little skeptical because there is no one who was talking about a cure to psoriasis. Right? Everyone was saying there is no cure to it, and everyone was saying there's all doctors also the same way. And very few people were there, but they were not coming out. They were saying they're only posting content onto YouTube or something onto the Google. But people don't believe that unless you come live and feel it like that. So I started that. Going Facebook and live on Instagram. People were seeing me. I was telling that I am the person, I'm not a doctor, but I am the person who has come out of this kind of condition. And no one was doing this kind of thing. I didn't have any reference. You always tell us to go and see some references which are there to do it. But I didn't, when I wrote to you also that, I don't have any references, Rohan. I don't know how to start this. You've given the steps exactly, but it was different than what was there. You always said there could be someone who's doing it.
Right.
But I had all references who were not coming live and coming and doing consulting kind of thing to do this. Right? All new for me. I started just like that, the way you gave me in that. I went live, I started doing it, I started getting people onto board. But I had the script also. I took them on a call, as you told me about, to get the flow, exactly the flow which was there. They used to book a call, Calendly, everything, integration of Calendly on the website. I used to drive them to my YouTube channel. From my YouTube channel, they used to go to my website. From website, they used to book a call, Calendly call, and they used to go on a call to do it. I had a script exactly which was there. I used to take them into it. I had a few of them coming onto my program also, and I was doing one-to-one with them like this. Right. But then I understood that very few people are really capable of paying that kind of a money for this kind of an ailment. I was not getting the polished kind of a clientele base which was there. So my Facebook ad which I was running, my Google ads which I was running, I never got this kind of client who were a very niche kind of thing where you could have. I started when I understood that doing Facebook ads for someone could have paid you about $500, $700, $100,000 a month for every client, but that was not this kind of thing. I couldn't get that kind. So it's quite less in about 3,000, 4,000 rupees per call, per consultation. I started with that, but that really didn't work. Then then I again had to rework on this. Then I said, can I record some courses and use the LMS system somewhere there? You had referred somewhere that this is not the only process to do it. You can definitely go with this process, but you can always have to refine your niche, refine your services also,
Exactly.
and go on refining as long as you can serve the community
Customer.
which you want to really build in there. It's
Mm-hmm.
about them, it's not about us. That's the first thing which I again remember, that it's not about you, it's not about me, what I know, it's about what they need actually.
Exactly.
Right? So I just refined that, and then I came onto the LMS. I recorded some few of the courses there. Right? I was seeing other people who were doing in the other niche of weight loss and other things which were there. You have a few people on your community also who were doing it, and they had refined a bit onto going onto the LMS also. I saw that, and that actually clicked, and then I recorded a few courses. And I didn't do that 499 and 999 of
Okay.
courses because that doesn't work. I thought probably, let me say it, but I started seeing your ads last year somewhere that, Sabzi Mandi wala ads, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, no, man, no, let me, and I always used to refer to me as my guru, right? When I was told that my guru taught me this and I'm doing this, and so who's your guru? He said, the 22, 33-year-old lad guy. I said, how old are you? I said, 48. How can you call him a guru? He said, he has taught me. Why can't I? Right? So when I owe you, what changes have you done me into, getting into the space of getting delivered and serving the community, which I really wanted to do in my heart. Because I have seen my mother going through this ailment. And I always thought this was a genetic, which is not actually. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I got over this, I overcame this, brushing my mind that it is not genetic. It is a condition which can be reversed. So,
Right.
I'm grateful that I came into this. I found my niche. I found my purpose actually. It's meaning
Right.
my purpose of my life has been defined now, narrowed down to serve this kind of a community. And now I have built a community of 108 people now,
Wow.
107 people who are on board. And I'm serving them through the LMS system.
Wow.
I have another course also where I do consulting one-on-one with people who are capable of paying that
Paying
kind
that
of
much.
thing with my services. There are people who really don't have time, who can go on to see the recorded courses and then do. There are a lot of people who cannot go into that kind of thing. There are a lot of people who don't understand the LMS. So for them, I've kept this the service. There are a few, 16 of them, which are there onto that also, who pay me recurrently, and I keep them 3 months, not more than that. In 90 days, I tell them that you can overcome this thing. Beyond that, if they require some services, they do come on a call and book a call, and they pay for that every call what they do as a consulting services. So I have
Right.
these two as now, one on the LMS, which I have recorded courses. People go through it. I have my community every Thursday. I go along with them every 7 o'clock to 7 to 9. I'm there with the community. I have question answers with them, and we have fun in that because I need to keep that momentum. I need to keep those people away from the thought of the condition what they have, what have been thinking that it's irreversible and kind of thing. And when people see, I've got good testimonials also now, and that has been ramping up now because a lot of people have come out. I've been doing this for the last 3.5, 4 months now. It's 90 days have already gone. I've got about 9 odd people who are completely gone away with psoriasis in 90 days itself.
Wow.
And makes me very happy to see.
Wow.
Because I took about a year to come out of this condition because I was alone. There was no one to tell me exactly how to do, what to do, and I was experimenting whatever was supposed to on myself, on me. And as I said, it's all about psychological condition. You have to fall, get up, fall, and get up every time. And I was okay to do that because I had been doing it all of my life, not in this condition, but some other. All my projects which I have done, my entrepreneurial life before also, I've been very headstrong guy, to do it. So it was difficult, but I did it. And I tell everyone the same way. It is not about the medication which is there. First,
Mm-hmm.
get this right, right?
Right.
First, the patient right. because I saw your post also for the whole first module, which is one or two modules, is only foundation. You won't teach anything there apart from that. Get this right, get your perspective right, get your purpose right, get your goal right, and then get the niche right, and then go on refining it. So you have
Exactly.
come down absolutely bang on what you have done. It's very refined, and I'm excited to see what refinement is there in 2.0. I have seen it. I gave my testimonial there for 2.0 also. There are a lot of changes in them also. I like them. And I'm just excited to see what is in 3.0. Right?
Absolutely, Anand. So, Anand, like, firstly, the story that you have told, like, totally inspirational. Like, I honestly thought that you were still doing franchise consulting, but then that you shifted into this another niche, like, and then you made it work because, the problem that you are solving now, you've actually been through it and you know how to solve it, and your clients are getting results. So, I think it's wonderful what you have achieved. So, Anand, if you have to do, like, you said that you have 105 people in your community or 103 around. Okay. So, if you had to total them up, like how much do you think you have generated from like doing this whole thing?
Okay. I started with I've got two levels in them. So two levels, but they have to do it together because it's not about you do level one, then you finish level one. If you want to come on level, it's not. I can't do that because it's you have to do both of them, but in a certain stage of time. So I keep them on level one. They pay me for level one, and I take some advance of the level two also. So they are inspired to get onto the level two also to do that. And when I start showing the results of the other people, they are inspired to come on to the level two. Level two starts about 21 days later,
Hmm.
right? So for the level one, I have got about 3,999 as my first one. Level two goes to 7,999. So in total, 4,999 and 7,000. So it is in all 13,000 rupees is my 12,999 is my
Base
fees which I
price.
charge. Yeah. So I started little less earlier from the beginning, one triple nine and 3,999 like that, and now I'm at 4,999 and 7,999. So there's 13 triple, 12 triple nine, 13,000 rupees what they do, and now till now I have done about 11 lakhs, uh, yeah, 11 something, yeah, 11 lakhs,
Wow.
7 or something there. So
Wow.
it's been amazing. And including the consulting which I have with those 16 odd people who are there who are paying me, and the earlier consulting, everything together somewhere about 11 lakh something which is there in about literally in about 6 months time. I didn't really do it last year when I went through your courses. This niche, the first niche didn't work. My franchising, this niche is about 6 months old now,
Mm-hmm.
and 6 months in conception.
Right.
In actually delivery is about 3.5 4 months. Yeah,
Wow. So in 6 months, I think 11 point. You said five, right? Is that correct?
three and a
11.
half months now. 3.5 months in implementation, which I have actually started delivering it. It's about 11 point something. Yeah, 11.67 something. Yeah.
3.5 months of implementation, and you have achieved 11.5. That's like huge success. I mean, like, you're almost at the 5 lakhs a month mark if you take into account the period that you have started this. So congratulations, Anand. Like, this is
Thank you.
huge what you have accomplished. Anand, one thing that I would like to know is, especially when somebody is starting out, and just like how you did it as well, you started off with the franchise consulting niche and it didn't work out. Then you went back to the drawing board, made some changes again, and kept doing again and again. But what I've noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs is that as soon as they try out something and that niche doesn't give them the desired result, they're like, oh, this doesn't work. Business doesn't work, program doesn't work, marketing doesn't work, I should give up, right? So, what I want to know, Anand, from you is how did you keep your mindset strong that, what, if this didn't work, I should still keep trying again and again and again and again till the time it actually works. So, how did you do that?
Yeah, it's one thing from you which I learned is it is not about the niche which you decide when the way you start your business with. It is always refining that. Because I
Exactly.
have been an entrepreneur earlier, so I've been refining that. It is not. I don't say it is easy to do that, but everything when you start, everything is a difficult thing in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning itself, right? But over time, you cannot give up on one thing which you have started with. but you need to understand how you believe yourself that this something can work for you. If not, a
Right.
lot of people what they do is they copycat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they like to copy exactly the way you have done, and they come into the same niche as yours. But they need to understand it is not about the niche which is there; it's about you, how you
Delivery.
deliver it. It's
Mm-hmm.
about people have to trust you, not the system, not the niche which is there you are in.
Right.
Because when I saw myself to do it, they were believing in my earlier niche. Let's say the franchising niche which was there. They believed in what I was, but the conditions were not conducive that time in 2019. And
Hmm.
2020, this lockdown came, right? So
Right.
my franchising business anyway was not possible in that kind of thing. Even I stopped it much earlier to do that, understanding the issues. February 2020, it was anyway no point of going into that kind of niche. So I had to stop it for that reason also.
Hmm.
But then if I had stopped that time, then this was not possible at all. So I had to, I had the process. The process is there. The system is there, which you have given. It's just defining yourself, where do you fit in that system, the way it has to be delivered, and what is required in the market. That's more important. What you actually always tell, solve a problem. It is not about what you know. You need to understand what to solve,
Exactly.
what problem can you solve in the market. That's what is
Exactly.
going to give you what you want, really. Happiness and the money
Exactly.
is going to come.
I totally agree with that. It's like, if I were to enter your niche, I don't think I can do a as, great job as you are doing, because I haven't been through that problem which, you yourself have been through, your family has been through, and you figured out a cure for the same. So I think you have a great point that it's not about just seeing that, oh, that person is in that niche, so I should just go and enter that as well. It's about identifying the problem that you are good at solving and then doing that. So I think that was brilliant, Anand. And the fact that you stayed persistent, despite the lockdown, despite franchisee business going down, well, it's paid off. Like, look at the results you're getting now, right?
Yes.
So, Anand, one thing that I would like to know, and I'm sure that a lot of people watching this video would have this question: how to get clients, right? So, what's been your marketing strategy, or like, how have you been getting these clients, or any tips that you would like to share with any other people?
See, as I said, my initial consulting didn't go well in my own niche, this niche also, which I'm into. Right. So I had been on Facebook, I had been on Facebook ads, and I had run Google ads also. My
Right.
Google ads reach was very high, but the traffic kind of which was coming was not the polished one. It was not the
Right.
one which I was. But everyone was coming had which everyone from everywhere who were not able to pay that kind of thing also, or even to take my course the way I had, because I had in the LMS system. People who don't understand what the LMS system, how to do that. Also, those kind of customers also were coming in into, right?
Hmm.
So I couldn't really address those kind of things. So Facebook ad has worked me well because and Instagram both, right? When I run on both of them, because there are very few people who understand Google like everyone Googles, right?
Hmm.
I understood from you that what is Google Ads and what is Facebook Ads. Somewhere on your video or somewhere it is there that Facebook Ads is where you want to go and fish,
Right.
right? Google Ads is you get fished, right?
Exactly.
So you are in the blue ocean, which you had mentioned, the first one, blue and the red ocean, right? Where you want to be into, right? So Google is like where you want to get fished. Only after you have attained something, then when you are automated everything in the world, then you can sit back and relax. That time there probably is a time to go on Google. Earlier,
Exactly.
when you want to go and fish and find clients, it is better to be on Insta and in Facebook ads to do it. But
Right.
for that, we need to have some credibility. But my niche needs some credibility of myself being going through that kind of a condition.
Hmm.
People believe me. If you are not gone through your own condition of that, I would suggest that find something which you have gone through by yourself, 1 year or 2 year, what doesn't matter,
Hmm.
right? But you should have gone through that kind of condition where people will connect with you that yes, this is my problem and he has a solution for my problem,
Right.
right? So that connect has to happen. Those clients are there on Facebook and Instagram where they connect on YouTube,
Got it.
right? And when I live, it is better to go live. Don't be afraid of the camera which is there, because there is where you connect with people, right? There is
Exactly.
where when you find people when they see you live, and there is where they trust you. The
Mm-hmm.
first thing is go live, get your videos onto, get your content onto it. But going live has helped me a lot because that builds trust,
Hmm.
right? And I've been consistent, right? I've been consistent in going live. I still go live, and every Thursday, every Wednesday I go, every Saturday I go live with them, and people come on because they see me that Wednesday is my time, Saturday is my time, so they know now that when am I going live. My consistency in on the post also, my consistency on going live. Consistency is the main thing because that is what builds trust. You have to be there. You have to be appearing there no matter what, right? So give your time to your client. That is what is more important. Be there at least.
Amazing. So I think the first thing that I would like to, commend you upon is that you remember the concepts that were taught in the program, like, the example of Google and Facebook. So you haven't forgotten them, and clearly shows that how well you have actually implemented everything. Anand, any tip you would like to give to anybody who's like kind of shy to appear in front of the camera or anything like that?
For me, if I give it, because I'm not a person who would shy, like so, uh, if I have to tell someone that don't get shy, there are people. I understand there are a lot of people, and I tell a lot of people how to appear in front of the camera also, right?
Hmm.
Now, along with this, before I go on to that point, along with this, I teach my community if they want to start something digital. I refer you and to my community also if someone wants. I have a lot of now. I am targeting a customer audience of 22 to 38,
Right.
right? Age, right on all India now. Earlier I was only in South, which I was doing it. Now all India is which I have targeted now, and I refer them to you also, and some other people who teach digital, starting business digitally also, right? And that is what I do. I take them on I do a webinar, again a live with them to tell them what all is available to go digitally. People don't understand what digital means. For people understand it's only social media. But
Mm-hmm.
then I tell them that these all perspective you have to look into, choose yours and see what is best to you. I don't know how many people have joined your course through that because I do that also. So when I teach that, I tell them to don't be shy on going on camera because camera is just you have to just look into it and speak your heart out. So
Right.
don't be afraid what will they judge you. It is not about they judging you. It is about how you connect with those people. If
Got
you
it.
feel you are getting judged and you feel low because of that, that's not the way to look at life. Life itself. If your people are not going to judge you because what you are, you have to be there in any case. Don't get judged for that, or don't
Wow.
feel that you are being judged for that.
That's like wonderful piece of wisdom, and anybody who's watching this, I'm sure they are not just like hearing about your success story, but also getting like valuable golden nuggets that they can actually apply. So, Anand, last two things that I want to know from you, right? Let's say that if you can go back in time, you had a time machine, and you can go back to the time when there was this Anand who was just entering this digital space, trying to make it work or anything. What advice or tip you would give to that Anand so that they can also succeed?
If I had to go back and say that from the day one itself, I have to win, is it that
Yeah,
way?
any tips that, for anybody who's starting out, or maybe they are struggling, or maybe not getting as good results as you are, what advice would
Yeah.
you give to them?
See, it's basically start something. It is basically you have to come into that loop of getting uncomfortable in a comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, right? So you have to be uncomfortable in that situation where you are because unless you are uncomfortable, you cannot see through. You have to see through something in your because life will be uncomfortable every time. It's not going to be comfortable every time. So be
Absolutely.
comfortable in that uncomfortable situation which you are. That is what you are actually getting. That blue and red ocean, what you teach is that actually thing which implements. So both what I would suggest is starts from the basic. That's exactly what you do,
Hmm.
right? Get the basics right from what you are trying to teach them, right? That's the exact thing people have to go through. Don't jump on the guns to start doing Facebook ads that I have got my niche, let me start doing my Facebook ads. It will not work.
Hmm.
Unless your foundation is right, like
Absolutely.
exactly grounded, it will get your foundation. Let it take 6 months to ground yourself.
Hmm.
First, understand what is required here in your mindset. The way you fail, how do you get back again? And when you say that you have to stand back, people really don't understand what is standing back.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as times you fail, right? It is better that you fail and then, but understand how to get back also. Don't go low onto it. And your first courses, everything is bang on onto that, bang on.
Thank
They
you so
really
much.
go, they have to go really into understanding it. Let them watch 10 times, but they don't understand. Even then, let them go through it. Eventually, they will understand. It is about failing and then understanding how to go about it.
Great piece of advice, Anand. And I'm sure anybody who's listening to this, like if you follow this, you can also achieve results like Anand. Anand, if anybody who's watching this video, maybe they are interested in learning more about your courses or your services, what's the best way they can reach out to you?
They can connect me on my mail ID, connect@anandthatkur.com, or they can hang on with me on my Facebook Live when I come there, or when I do that webinar of my entrepreneurial journey also, when I teach the entrepreneurship which is there, they can join me on that. But if you can drop me, start following me on my Facebook or Instagram, they will give all the notifications there because I keep on putting onto the notifications there. And they can drop a mail to me also at connect@anandthatkur.com. There also I can get back to you if they have something really one-on-one, if they really want to get connected with me. Otherwise, just want to follow me. You can follow me on Anand Thatkur on my Facebook or on my Instagram. You can find me there, or on my YouTube. It is there also.
Got it. So what I'll do is I'll ask these links and email ID and Facebook account from Anand, and I'll put it in the description below. So anybody watching this video, by all means, click on it. Anand is really good at what he does. That's the reason why he's getting these results. So it'll be a no-brainer to not get in touch with him, right? So just go contact him, attend his lives, and I'm sure you will gain a lot of value from him. Anand, just before you leave, any last piece of advice or tips that you would like to give regarding UAbility?
See, I would say that it's a no-brainer to join your course. Earlier when people think that it is expensive, and it is not. The kind of things what you get. I don't know. I don't want to say what I paid that time, but whatever I have paid, I know it has given me. I don't know. Not the return. I'm not looking for the returns of them. The returns will anyway come. But the transformation, look at your own transformation, which has to be, you are bringing someone into a space which has wide all open options to do it. It's not only about consulting it's not about bringing only consulting angle to it. When you are into this space, right, you can achieve a lot of things in the space itself, right? It's up to you how deep you can dig once you bring into that. So don't look at one angle of getting only consultancy, how to build your consultancy business. That is what your course is about. But look at Rohan about he getting your brains open to this space of digital, right? And how do you want to utilize that? From there, it's up to you. It's not only about exactly what he does. If you only do exactly what he does, you cannot replicate Rohan.
Exactly.
Rohan is Rohan, and someone else is someone going to be. You have to find your own space to do it. So within this space or across the digital, wherever you want to, but get into it first. And probably what I started my digital work into with you itself.
Right.
And I knew about what exactly was all these things. Though I am from the telecom world, it's a different world. Right?
Absolutely.
It's a different world. It takes you to my telecom thing was a medium to bring to this digital world. So
Right.
digital world from some other space. So I bring people to the digital world in my telecom industry, but that is where I end. The rest is all the web which is there, the middle which is there, and then whatever you can do in that web. But starts with you. It's a nice course, wonderful course, and as I told, it's not about only consulting. It opens up a lot of things into you. My thing opened up because I opened up my block thing from your second module of where I was getting stuck, why was I not getting results in mind? Because my foundation itself was not right when I started.
Right.
Though I was doing it 7 years earlier to that, but I had lost my way somewhere. I had lost my way somewhere, and that is what you brought my perspective back. And that is what is required for well-being. To get the perspective right, then things will fall in place.
Wow. Thank you so much, Anand. Like, this interview has been really, really insightful, and I'm sure not just for us, but anybody who's watching this video, they will gain a lot of value. And thank you so much again. And I wish you nothing but the best. And again, 5 lakhs a month is huge, right? So, congrats again. And
This is going on. This will grow on, right? I'm sure this is. I'm getting automated a lot of things now, so this will
we'll
go on.
conduct another interview after a year, so don't mind if I bother you after another set of results you've achieved.
No, no problems.
All right.